Oh, by the way, I got to do this. I just, every year we have a college football program that whines and complains that nobody respects us. Why don't you respect us? Last year it's Iowa. This year it's Nebraska. And what happens every year is one team gets off to a 7-0 and 8-0 start, and the college fans are like, why don't you love us? This year it's Nebraska and their likable coach, Mike Riley. So here's the way it works. College fans want you to look at their record, and what I look at is your schedule. Who have you beaten? Fresno State, Wyoming, Northwestern, Illinois, Indiana, and bad Purdue. Oregon, by the way, awful this year. Now, I will say this. I have much more respect for Nebraska than Iowa, because Nebraska, through the years, schedules a tough out-of-conference game every year. Oregon this year, Miami, UCLA, Washington, Virginia Tech. But here's the reality of college football. The reason the Nebraskas and the West Virginias and the Iowas are programs I don't talk about as much. When's the last first-round pick from Nebraska? 1 5 years ago. In that time, Bama's had 15 and Ohio State's had 8. There are a handful of schools in college football that just have geographic advantages. Alabama, Florida, Florida State, Ohio State, Texas A&M. In the last 5 years, those schools have had 7, 8, 12, 15 first-rounders. Nebraska's had 1. So I don't just look at your record. Iowa, Nebraska, I look at your school, your geography, and who have you played? Nebraska's played average teams and narrowly beaten several of them. And if they had to go to Ann Arbor this weekend, they would get boat raced. And if they had to go to Ohio State weekend, they'd get pushed around. As it is, I think they'll lose at Wisconsin and lose at Ohio State.